Yeah, we know. Traveler's Tales. Hee hee hee. And Pixar. And Disney. And THQ. Yeah, that's quite an opening to start with. But, you know, I am tired of having to wait for that. And that brings up a really funny thing that I want to talk about. But, I'll wait until after we start the level and we see the cutscenes. But here we have Finding Nemo. And, I'll explain that when we start the level. Let me just, get the cutscenes out of the way. Okay, here we are Finding Nemo. Now, what you saw before when I scrolled ahead, like just above the title, you saw those stars. That's basically for completing like little tasks. Every level has these, and for example, Marlon just mentioned these rings, and if you look. As you go through a ring, you'll see a 3 and next to it a 42. Now, that's 3 rings out of 42 rings in the entire level. And when you get all of them, you get a star. So yeah, it's just little mini tasks like that. And it varies. It's not 42 rings in every level. And it's basically, you know, your swimming game. It's basically like Echo the Dolphin, if you've ever played that. Not too hard.
Now we're ready to go to school. Follow me, and remember you can speed up by pressing the move button.
I will, Dad.
And keep trying to swim through all the rings.
Yeah, let's go.
Now, I say it's not too hard, but really, this game gets a bit unfair later on. These first levels, we're just playing as Nemo for the first 3 levels, by the way. But these first levels aren't too bad, but this game can get pretty unfair.
Hi, I'm Chad. I'm obnoxious. Hello, I'm Sheldon. I'm H2O. My name's Nemo. I'm going to school. So are we, but we can't find our friend Pearl. We think she got lost in space. I'll help you find her.
Don't even think about it. It's either school or back home for you.
Now, I mentioned that it was kind of funny that I was tired of waiting for that opening to finish, because I wanted to bring up something a little interesting that I hoped that maybe my audience could shed a little light on, and it has to do with the version I'm playing right now. I've said numerous times that I don't have a Nintendo, and this is also on the GameCube.
There's a big plant blocking our way. Looks like we'll have to go home.
But I think there's some small difference apart from controls in that. I guess this isn't a cave. Yeah, this is another task that you have to do. You have to find some rocks and put them on these little colored platforms. But I think there's something a little different with the other versions of this game.
Oh, you made me eat! Oh, sorry. Sorry. Well, I'm Nemo. Tad and Sheldon said you got lost in here. Oh, we're gonna be late for school. Do you know the way out?
Okay, now we gotta leave Pearl out. Okay, there we go. There's a rock right there. It's a red one, though. Yeah, there's red, green, and blue, and it's like that for every level that this assignment is in. So we gotta bring Pearl back.
Look, there's Nemo with Pearl. Hooray! You found
So you have to push the square button to hold this. Actually, you know what? Let me try something. Okay, Nemo doesn't have that move yet. But, he's going to be able to dash into things and break rocks and stuff. Pretty much got to wait for that.
Look, Dad, we can keep going.
What are you doing? You could have been hurt.
Dad, I'm fine. Let's go.
Yeah, tutorials, lots of cutscenes, lots of interruptions. Yeah, let's bring this green rock back. But what I wanted to bring up was that, actually, I should probably save it for the next level, because this is a tutorial, pretty much. So I'm going to get interrupted a lot with cutscenes. But it has to do with the loading times. And it's something that kind of baffled me. I really should have looked it up. But, someone wanted to see me do something new. Since I've been... Actually, I've been really slow and haven't been uploading, and I've been on Kingdom Hearts forever. I told them my next Let's Play, I wasn't going to tell them what it was. I just wanted to leave it a bit ambiguous. And there's the blue rock.
Whoa, those rocks almost fell on us, and now we can't move them. Guess you'll never get to school, Nemo.
Let me do it, Nemo. Oh, gee, I can't move him. Oh, well, we'll have to go home.
Hey, Nemo, maybe you could do it. Try pressing the action button to dart through them.
I like the twist that it's the parent that doesn't want him to go.
Are you okay? How's your family?
Fine, Dad. Look, I can see school. Come on, Nemo. Race ya. Okay, let's go.
Alright, now we have to race. Just tap the X button, you'll be fine. But probably not if you give a crap about the rings. Yay! And now I got a star for winning the race.
That was fun. Look over there. Baby clams. Let's go play with them. Hey, Nemo, I bet you didn't know that you can knock bubbles into other creatures and then dart into them like you did those rocks. Really? Let me try it. Clams are stupid.
Nemo, be careful of those clams.
Okay, so... yeah, basically this is how you defeat enemies. Now, there's gonna be times where it's not just one bubble. It's gonna be a line of bubbles that you have to swim through. You have to swim through each of them, and they each get bigger the farther you go. And the final one will capture the enemy. But the thing is, if you don't do it fast enough, then it won't work. So, yeah, you basically have to be quick with that. And if you do it again, those line of bubbles will actually appear again. And if you already got the enemy and you swim through that trail again, you'll actually get some goodies. So, and I'll explain that once this cutscene is over.
Before you go, Nemo, remember, anemones are our home. If you're ever in danger, press and hold the action button to hide in one.
I will, Dad.
And one more thing, if you collect those krill, they'll protect you in case you run into anything dangerous.
Okay, Dad. Come on, I need to go find my class.
Okay, now when I say goodies, I mean these krill. There's going to be krill and these things right here. And that basically just adds up to your score. And I don't know why Nemo does that spin thing. But, oh, and another thing that you'll want to pay attention to is the question mark or the exclamation mark. If you don't see anything like that above Nemo's head, he's not going to do anything except this. So make sure the mark shows up first. It'll be a question mark or an exclamation mark. And Nemo is pretty much a one-hit kill game. So if you don't want to die a lot, you'll want to have krill with you. They're basically your health bar, or whatever you'd want to call that. You can't stay above the surface for too long, so you don't even need to do that anyway. But yeah, the thing I wanted to bring up was the loading times. Now, I remember seeing Clement's review on Sonic 06, and he was talking about how horrendous the load times are. And he mentioned that he babysat a little girl that had this game. And she compared the loading times to Sonic 06. And I never had this problem. As you can see, the loading times aren't even that long. But she said they were more than a minute long. So when he shows... He actually reveals what the cover of this game looks like, and it's clearly the GameCube version. So, yeah, I guess the GameCube version has worse loading times. I thought that was kind of interesting, because he said she hated the game, and she put it down. I don't even know how much she played, but she put it down after a while.
Hey, kids! Well, hello there, new explorer! Nemo, isn't it? All new explorers must answer a science question. You live in what kind of home? Okay, don't hurt yourself. We're on a field trip today, class, so follow me and I'll show you the wonders of the ring. Off we go! Keep close now, kids!
Okay, now it's things like this that really hurt. Now, oh wait a minute, actually I should have done this from the beginning, but the controls aren't inverted. So, oh wait, that's the, where's that thing? So, yeah, if you're like me and you prefer inverted controls, you'll want to change that in the options. It comes from years of playing Spyro. Okay, now, one of the stars is to hop on all of these things. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that. There's another one later that's really dangerous. Just hop on all of those, and you'll do fine. But there's another one later, where you can't hop on them more than 3 times. And if you do, they'll explode. Crap! Yeah, you don't want to rush in this. And this level, you don't have to rush. But later on you will, because you're going to have to keep up with whoever you're following.
Let's go to the cave. Must be a shortcut. Come on.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Now, I'm sorry I totally skipped over that rock thing. Maybe I can do it here. It's also funny that I call this kind of hard because the handheld version is actually pretty darn easy. Okay, so... Oh, wait a minute. Alright. Have to put this rock through here, I believe. I also mentioned that this was basically like Echo the Dolphin. It's just your basic swim game. But, yeah, you've noticed that I've gotten quite a few requests of late. And for those of you who are pretty much ready to request that I do Echo, no. No. I'm not doing that game. I'm never doing that game. That game is unfair. It is just downright hard. And you know what? That was actually really deliberate, from what I've heard. The people that made that game deliberately made it that hard so that kids wouldn't beat it too quickly, which is really stupid. Now, where did that blue rock go? Did that thing disappear? Oh, I dropped it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. There we go. Oh, I got all the enemies. Now, it's not like this with every level. Like, you won't find this rock puzzle in every level, or getting all the enemies. It all varies. Okay, I didn't get any shells for that for some reason. Well, it doesn't always happen, but yeah, no shells. It would be nice to get more krill. Ah, wrong way. So yeah, the first 3 levels aren't that bad. There we go. Okay. Probably because I did it backwards. Now, another thing I want to mention is that they calculate your time. They basically tell you how long it took to complete a level. And when you replay a level, it starts up again. But the timer doesn't show. And it only shows when you've got about 8 seconds left. So you can get a higher score if you can beat your best time. But it always starts automatically. You can't, like, just cancel that. You know, it's funny how Nemo couldn't swim around those rocks that were blocking his path. Now, here's something that, this is why I said this part can be kind of cheap. You have to keep swimming through the rings that Mr. Ray leaves behind, and there's quite a few levels like this. You so much as miss 1 or 2 rings, that exclamation mark is going to show up. Now, when you see the exclamation point, that means you're falling too far behind, obviously. But if it gets to red, you're pretty much doomed. So you really have to catch up. After that, you have to start over. Now, fortunately, lives don't count in this game. But if you're not careful with that rings thing, you will die a lot. Alright, time for the drop-off. I was really surprised that Clement said that girl mostly talked about how horrendous the load times were, and I'm kind of thinking that's partially not true. And I know you're thinking, oh, what do you call you calling Clement a liar? Oh, I'm gonna unsubscribe. I'm gonna find out where you live and beat you up. I'm not calling Clement a liar. It's just this game can get really annoying because there's things like puzzles. There's everything just gets in your way and can kill you instantly. This game can get pretty hard. So yeah, I found it kind of hard to believe that it was just the load times that was such a problem. Oh crap, it hit me. Oh, that. Yeah, cheap stuff like that. But don't worry, if you have at least one krill, it's just fine. Now, after this level, then we can start playing with Marlin. And... ah, crap. I was totally not ready for that. Yeah, you can't hurt me. Ha ha ha. I really don't know why Nemo does that. But it helps. Doof! Cheap. So yeah, do not expect me to Let's Play Echo the Dolphin. I am not doing that. No.
Hey guys, wait up! Whoa. Cool. Hey, what's that? I know what that is. Oh, Sandy Plankton saw one. He said it was called a butt. Look at me. I'm gonna go touch the butt. Come on, Nemo. How far can you go? My dad says it's not safe.
You know you can't swim well.
No dialogue at all. He just swims off. He doesn't say anything to him. What happened to the I hate you. Yeah, you don't want to be reckless with this part. But after this, the level's pretty much over. It's a really short level. But yeah, you know what? Nemo was going to be a good kid. He was going to actually listen to his dad. And as annoying as his advice was about being cautious, he was actually going to... oh, crap. Yeah, see? Cheap death. Okay, I clearly touched that, but trust me, this game does get pretty cheap. But I was saying that, you know, he was going to actually, you know, obey his dad, and Marlin just ruined it. Yeah, I'm missing rings. It's a good thing they don't make you start over, like, at the very beginning when stuff like that happens. But you really can't tell where the checkpoints are. It's basically where the cutscenes start. And here we are.
Nemo, stop it right now. Don't you dare. If you put one fin on that boat, are you listening to me? Nemo!
He touched the butt.
That's right. You just paddle your little tail right back here, Nemo. You are in big trouble.
Alright, now we gotta swim back. And... yeah, I thought this was kind of pointless. He's gonna get caught anyway. But so much easier than that first part, because you don't have all these fish coming after you.